If this video reaches 1,000 likes, we'll be giving away 2 FR t-shirts from the Moliminous store, including the Rare Rarity and Daring Do variants.
I'm not sure which is more apparent from watching this premiere. That the moral was all about bottling up your emotions because Starlight literally does it. Because, you know, kids are so dumb they can't even get the simplest of subtext. You literally have to show the characters doing the actions. Or that Trixie is a huge, colossal douchebag. Honestly, I love Trixie, and I still do. Probably even more so. But for some reason, she was the biggest dick in this, blatantly bringing up Starlight's past, the things she knows she's sore about, and even in one case after the tea cakes were destroyed by her, complains about not being able to have said tea cakes later. Like, I get it, she's supposed to be self-absorbed, but by the coy smiles and looks that she gives the camera, I can't help but feel she's doing this on purpose for some reason. Like, I haven't seen someone this out of character in the show since the time Fluttershy was too scared to perform in public and Pinkie just told her all the awful things that may or could happen over and over. Like, how did Fluttershy steal your Lucky Charms or something? Jesus. Like, I haven't seen someone attack someone so savagely since that one fat kid told the other kid that he didn't care if he broke his elbow.
You know what? I'm about to say it. Say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow. I am the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on this.
But anyways, I guess I should go ahead and recap the episode, like everyone else does, and pass it off as a review or analysis, because they don't know what those terms actually mean. The premiere starts off with a scene with Spike, and if you can withstand your urge to turn off the TV, you're rewarded with a pretty decent premiere. And I mean decent in the fact that, well, we're pretty much watching the show out of habit at this point. We are clearly dead on the inside and just performing the tasks that we're used to doing back when we actually cared about the show. Anyhow, Starlight is being awarded the pink heart because her and the others saved Equestria. Not sure why they get one and no one else does, or why they're nationally recognized heroes after one mission, and people didn't even know who the main 6 were after 6 years of saving their butts. Like, geez, if I was Rainbow Dash, I'd actually probably be a little bit jealous. Like, you saved the world how many times and you don't even get anything but a thanks? People don't even hold the door for you. Twilight couldn't even get a cab and she's a princess. A princess. That's like seeing Obama walk down the street and being like, nah, I'm just gonna drive past. I mean, he's still black, jeez. A little bit after an awkward scene where Luna tries to get the medal around Thorax's huge horns that if you close your eyes and listen to, it sounds more sexual than a 15-year-old kid after he hits a trick shot on Call of Duty.
Let's boot it up, ladies and gentlemen.
That Twilight falls for Discord's bait about Starlight being beyond friendship lessons. Why? I'm not exactly sure. I mean, she just mind raped all your friends like a few weeks ago, and not only that, she controlled the whole village for who knows how long. Like, I understand the villagers forgiving her so easily. They're obviously under some sort of Stockholm syndrome, and males are probably all cucks used to being used by females, so they see this probably as some sort of extended date for them. But Twilight has seen her literally try to destroy the world multiple times, all because her friend didn't call back. In fact, we don't even know if her friend didn't try calling back. I don't think she ever tried getting in contact with him. It was like he went off to school and she was like, well, that's it, he's dead forever. Out of sight, out of mind. Better go start up a cult and brainwash everyone because my friend got a cutie mark before I did. This is like someone who just deletes a video because they didn't get first comment. Not only that, but for some reason Twilight thinks that after like less than a year, she's 100% rehabilitated and should be introduced back into society. Imagine if Charles Manson was back on the streets after a year. There would be riots. But Purple Smart, you know what? She doesn't actually deserve that name anymore. Purple Dumb, because boy are these ponies dumb, or at least some of them. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Trixie knew exactly what she was doing. I'm pretty sure she just enjoys making Starlight upset. Because if you're telling me that these coy looks and smiles aren't on purpose, and that she doesn't notice a giant red storm cloud above her head, then you probably think that the show is still good and better than EQG. Anyhow, Purple Dumb thinks it's a good idea to send her away because Celestia sent her away to make friends and to stop her sister, but mainly to stop her sister because nothing says I love you like using your friends as a weapon against your own siblings. But they kind of leave out that part. You know, the whole main reason was that she didn't have any friends because she was a NEET stuck in her room all day reading books and mangas, and browsing 4chan, talking about how everyone else is a pleb for not having superior anime taste like her. But Starlight's already a normie.
Fucking normies!
Like, she has friends already, and there's no threat for her to actually stop. Unless Twilight has some sort of evil sister that's going to come back after being trapped in like some sort of Comic-Con convention or something for 1,000 years. So it really makes no sense. Anyhow, Purple Dumb does what she does best and has a panic attack over the smallest of details. She even conjures up Assassin's Creed meets Matrix type level of simulations, in which one of them Starlight becomes a dude bro, and the other she dies. When she died, I'm pretty sure /MOP rejoiced, while the other half was too busy just shitposting about how EQG is bad and how the Phantom is dying. Unfortunately, it's only short-lived because she's right back because, you know, simulation, so nothing really matters. You got clickbait by the trailer. You thought that was going to be in the actual show, but sadly it's just a hallucination. And right after they all stop tripping, she announces that she's sending her away. To where? Who knows? It's never said. In fact, the entire plot of this was pointless because she never actually gets sent anywhere. In fact, she doesn't even leave the castle, the freeloading jerk. I got a friendship lesson for you, Baldy. How about you actually go get a job and contribute to society? I don't think you've actually ever had a job. You brainwashed a bunch of people to do your bidding. But alas, she does not get a job. Instead, she tries teaching Trixie magic, which ultimately goes horribly wrong, as during the teleportation spell, she somehow teleports to Cutie Map instead of an apple. One would think that the magic to display something that large would be a lot more than an apple. The fact that she did move it and very far leads me to believe that magic power levels are bullshit. Like really, Starlight talks about how it's being a record if she learns it in the same amount of time that the girls are gone. What about learning it your first try with a giant stone structure and sending it halfway across town? Like, talk about Mary Sue. This is worse than that one Star Wars chick learning how to fight her very first time she picks up a lightsaber. While this is going on, the main Sigs go on a trip with Twilight where, surprise surprise, it's boring learning thing. But there's a twist. You get to pay money to be locked in a room and forced to solve puzzles. It's like not only volunteering to be Shell from Portal, but knocking over other people while screaming, "Take my money." But this plot too is pretty much pointless, and just a way for them to force in a song. Like, there's no real conflict here. In fact, they solved the puzzle in record time, except for the fact that they'd sung a song for the entire time and somehow missed the deadline by 2 seconds. I'm not sure why they didn't just turn the knob, but like I said before, ponies are dumb. All of this ends with Starlight literally bottling up her emotions. The problem is she literally bottles up her emotions. By making the lesson so literal, you remove any relation in the real world. Humans can't literally bottle up their emotions and feel nothing, despite what you may think about politicians and Jewish people. And it's not going to break like it did in the show. I guess they're trying to show us that if you bottle up your emotions, eventually you'll crack. But all that happened was that she yelled at Trixie, something she probably should have done from the start, and everything that Trixie was doing was totally worth being yelled at, like she was being a complete asshole. Starlight Glimmer was in the right this entire time to be angry with her, so all we saw was someone who bottled up their emotions unnecessarily when they should have just been yelling at the person and probably punching them. So I guess the moral is attack people instead of bottling up your emotions, because that's what you should do. And then make out with them, I guess. But I mean, nothing of consequence was even remotely learned. I mean, there was like no consequence. Like, they get the map that's never used and probably wouldn't even be noticed if it did leave, but they themselves admit that this will probably happen again or something like it. And it probably will. We've seen these ponies learn the same lessons like over and over. Like, hey, don't bite off more than you can chew. But you keep on doing it anyways. And every time you choke, you just blame someone else. It's kind of like that meme where the person's riding on the bike and then they put a middle pole between the spokes themselves and then blame someone else. That's essentially what pony lives are like. There you go, the story of Starlight Glimmer and Trixie. Two ponies who don't really matter in the story where nothing really happens. I rated 8 United Airline tickets out of 10 Malaysia Airline tickets. Take that as you will, because ratings are arbitrary and totally mean nothing. And if at any point that Hasbro wants to go and pay me money to go ahead and give them all 10 out of 10s, I will do so without hesitating. So you should probably not take any of my ratings at face value, and just realize that everything that I'm saying is satirical and not meant to be serious. But you'll probably still be angry anyways. If you for some reason enjoyed this, go ahead and like the video. And if you want to see more cancer like this, support us on Patreon. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode down below. I'll be sure to ignore it, or tell you why you're completely wrong for thinking it's good. Because if you don't have the same exact opinion as me, you're probably wrong.
Hey.